Hi everyone, so for today's video I'm going to be making a bridge card, I think it's called. So I am using the Happiness Abound stamp set, and I've stamped a couple of this flower and a couple of this and a couple of the leaves. Although I've used the Hues of Happiness suite, which is what this stamp set's from, an awful lot, I've not used the stamp set as much. So stamped and coloured in some flowers and leaves. So I've got Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green leaves. I've also got a few cutouts from the designer series paper which I've previously cut. I don't know whether I'm going to use those or not yet. The Hues of Happiness paper is beautiful. As you can see, I've used mine an awful lot and I don't have a lot left. It's all double-sided, and a lot of the flowers you can cut with the dies, or if you have a ScanNCut you can cut them, but the dies that come with this set cut all these big flowers out. Then you've got this kind of like I don't know what you call it, like stucco plaster type design on the back. You've got all these leaves with more colour. The dies, as I say, cut all these. Literally this is all I've got left from a full pack because I've used it an awful lot. So I'm using my bridge card cutting file, which is available on my applelover53.co.uk website under the shop tab, and look for ScanNCut cutting files and you'll find it. Your cutting file contains all these elements. So I've already matted one of the pieces of the Hues of Happiness paper onto this big piece, because this is the bit that goes on the front that makes the bridge. You've got a section to go in the middle where you can stamp or write a greeting, or you could put another piece on the back and put a greeting. And then I've got 4 matting layers. So I'm just going to fold the card initially and burnish it, and then start matting up the layers, and then let's see how this comes together. So in your cutting file you've got 2 sets of dashed lines already in. So on the nearest ones to the middle you're going to fold those as a valley, and then the one near the end you're going to fold as a mountain, and then I'm just going to repeat that on this side. So you fold as a valley and then fold back as a mountain, and that's basically your card. This is the bridge bit that holds it all together, and when it's stuck down it will fold flat into an envelope. It's 5 3/4 by 4 1/8, but with all my ScanNCut files you can resize them, you know, if you want to fit in other size envelopes. So that's the basis, and then that's going to go in there. But I've got these matting layers as well, so they're going to go here, here, here and here. So I'm just going to glue them down with some Tombow, and you've got about 1/4 inch border all the way around. So if you wanted to double mat these, you know, maybe on some white card, just make another matting layer when you open the file in Canvas Workspace. And I can't remember whether I've said, but this paper is Daffodil Delight, and the reason I'm using Daffodil Delight is because it's one of the colours in this paper. So that's how it's looking so far. So my thinking is I want to put the bridge on. I'm going to put that in there. I'm not going to stick it down just yet. And I want to use some of the flowers. This paper's also got Melon Mambo in it, which is what I've cut here. So I'm thinking that I'll decorate up maybe the edges. And I was thinking I've got, let me find them here. I've got some of these little ones which are fresh freesia, and they're also in the paper. I was thinking I could maybe put a couple of those, but I'm not sure. I might just leave it like this actually, because it actually looks quite pretty like that. And I've got leaves that I've stamped. All these have been stamped in Tuxedo Black Memento, and as I say, coloured in with the alcohol blends which I've got here. So I've got light and dark Melon Mambo, I've got Granny Apple Green and Daffodil Delight, and I've used the Granny Apple Green for the leaves, but I've also got some of the leaves here which are cut from the paper. So I'm just going to see how this is going to look. I think I'm going to tie a stamp happy birthday for this. So I'm just going to put this on my block and just ink it up in Memento and stamp it near the top. I've got my Simply Scrub here, which I've already misted with our mist cleaner. So I'm just going to give that a quick clean and dry. And that's now ready to go back in its stamp case so I don't lose it. So I'll stick this in first, I think, and then we can see. So like I say, it's not easy to write on the middle of this card once this is all put together. But if you were making this and sending it, you could write here at this point before you start sticking it together. But it does fold flat, so you could always put a piece on the back and, you know, write a greeting there. So now I need the bridge. And I'm going to stick my bridge about a ½ an inch up from the bottom. So I'm just going to put some glue on both ends. And then I'm going to put one end down first and just hold it in place. And then I'm going to put the other end down like so. So that's how it stands. I'm just going to give that a few seconds before I squash it down, and then it will fold flat like so to go in an envelope. But then it pops up and it stands. So now it's just a case of decorating. So I'm going to use some dimensionals, I think, for this, and then I can tuck, you know, things in as I want to. So for this one, I'm just going to put a dimensional over on the right hand side and a little bit of glue on the left because it's going to overlap that. And then I might just do the same on the opposite side. I knew that I wanted to make this card, but I hadn't kind of thought the design through. I just coloured in all my bits and pieces. So I'm just kind of working out where everything's going to go as I'm doing it now here with you. So a little bit of wet glue again. Pop that like that. And then I think, do I want to pop the leaves in? I don't want to overhang the card too much because obviously it's got to go in an envelope. So that would work in there. And then I might put one of the darker ones. It doesn't matter if you've got things overhanging into the middle. It's just you want to watch where you're putting them on the bottom and the edges, because obviously you've got to fold this down and get it into an envelope. So I'm just going to slide that behind there and hold that for a minute, like so. So I'm going to slide that one under there. And this obviously is easier because the flowers are up on dimensionals. And then have we got another? Let's see, we could pop that one in there like so. And then it's whether I want to put anything on the inside. I'm not so sure I do actually, so I might just leave those for another day. So there it is, bridge card made in Daffodil Delight card with a piece of white card stamped with a greeting. As I say, once you make this card, it's not easy to write your greeting inside, so it does fold flat. Put another piece of white card on the back and you can write a greeting there, and it will go in one of our UK C6 envelopes. You'll have to measure your US envelopes because envelopes are normally bigger than a card, so this may still fit in a US A2 envelope. when it's folded flat, but if it doesn't, then just make the cutting file, just group all the elements together and just make the cutting file ever so smaller. I think I might add some Wink of Stella just to give these a little bit of sparkle. Not sure how well Wink of Stella doesn't always come over on camera, but it just adds a nice subtle glittery shimmer. It's not glitter as in, you know, the glitter that comes off all over the place. Let's see if I can, not sure how well you'll see it. I don't even think it's coming over on camera, to be honest, but it just gives a nice subtle little shimmery glow. I'll take some photographs of it anyway, it may come over better. And that's my card for today. So I hope you like the video and I hope you enjoy the cutting file, and thank you to the people that have already bought it, because I've not advertised it in my online cutting file shop and people have been buying it already. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.